So, I've talked about on this channel how to save money or just make sure you're getting your money's worth when buying a piece of jewelry online. But I have yet to do that when it comes to shopping for jewelry in stores. So we're going to go over that in today's video. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a quick one, but it's going to be very useful for you. So stick around and listen to these tips because they could save you some money in the future. So if you don't know already, when you go and shop for a piece of jewelry, it's going to be pretty expensive, at least in stores. So it's always essential to have a plan before walking in there. And if you walk in there mindlessly, you're not going to know what to, basically. So I developed 8 tips for you guys to basically just like a plan for when you go shopping. So I already made that plan for you. Now, number 1, of course, is do your research. Do your research, know the basics, such as gold-plated, solid gold, gold-filled, silver-plated, etc., etc. If you don't know how to navigate those things or you don't know what those things are, they are the basics, and I will link a video that I did in the past. I will link a video down in the description box below so you can learn the basics when it comes to those things. I have 2 videos on that, so I'll link those too. Now, tip number 2 is to set a budget. You don't want to go into the jewelry store looking to spend more money than you want to. If you walk into, say for example, a high-end jewelry store looking to buy a ring for no more than $500 and you end up spending $700 on a ring, you spent a little bit more than what you actually wanted to spend. So set a budget and don't go over that budget. If you need to raise that budget a little bit or save up a little bit of money to match that budget that you want, then do that. More than likely, all of those jewelry stores are going to have that same piece of jewelry in stock 24/7. Tip number 3, don't be afraid to ask questions about the jewelry. The only way that you'll learn about jewelry is by asking questions. The only way that you'll actually know what to buy is by asking questions. So ask questions about metal purity, ask if the gemstones are natural, synthetic, treated, lab, etc. And if it's a chain, is it crafted solid? Is it crafted hollow? Is the clasp secure? Is it gold plated? Those kinds of things. Tip number 4 is to check for purity marks. So if you have a piece of jewelry, say for example a chain. I'll get a chain right now to show you guys. Say for example you get some of these chains, right? If the chain, it depends on what type of chain the clasp is, or it depends what type of clasp the chain has. If it has a lobster clasp like this, then it's going to have a purity mark just like that. How it says 925 Italy. Generally, a lot of good handmade pieces of jewelry are generally made in Italy, so it's going to have a purity mark somewhere on the chain. And as you can see, the lobster clasp has the purity mark right there. If it's a clasp, say like this, or it's a box lock, generally you'll find the purity mark right here. So yeah, that one says 18K GP. That stands for 18 karat gold plated. So you know what you're getting your money's worth. If it's a ring, it's going to be on the inside of the ring somewhere. Let's see if we can find the purity mark on this ring. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there where my ring finger is. Right there it says stainless steel. Generally, the purity mark is going to be on the inside of the ring. Watches are pretty straightforward. The purity mark is generally on the inside of the band, where it says stainless steel, or anything similar to that matter. Bracelets are just like chains. It depends on what type of clasp it has. If it has a lobster clasp like this, and it says 925, then it's sterling silver. However, if it's a bracelet like this, like a tennis bracelet where it has that type of weird clasp on it, the purity mark is likely going to be on this part right here, or somewhere along the other lines of that part. Now, last but not least, pendants. The purity mark is always going to be on the back side of the pendant, or on the bail. In the event that you don't see a purity mark on the jewelry at all, where you can't find it, or you just don't see a purity mark just in general, go up to the jeweler and ask for authenticity. Verify the materials that is in the jewelry and make sure that you're not trying to get scammed. More than likely, if the jeweler is not lying to you, they will agree to check the metal authenticity, because 9 times out of 10 they usually have some type of equipment, whether it's basic or advanced, to test whether the metal is, say, sterling silver or gold or anything along the lines of that. Now, number 5, this tip is pretty important. You want to look at the craftsmanship of the jewelry. Are the prongs loose? Are the stones loose? Are the prongs consistent? Do the links seem consistent? Are they smooth? Are there any rough edges? Is the soldering good? Does it feel solid or does it feel hollow? Is it heavy or is it light, depending on the type of piece of jewelry that it is? Do you think you'll get your money's worth just by holding it in your hand or just by looking at it? If the answer is yes, then you're more than likely going to get a good, high quality piece. If not, then you might want to do a little bit more research before buying a piece of jewelry from that shop, or just buying that piece of jewelry in general. Now, number 6 is a pretty controversial one, but that's to consider the store reputation. Some people will just go into a jewelry store and automatically think that they have to buy something from that jewelry store just because they walked into that jewelry store looking to buy a piece of jewelry. No. What I always say and what I always tell people when they are looking to buy a piece of jewelry is your options are not limited. There's always places that you can go that you can either find that piece of jewelry for cheaper, or you can find a higher quality piece for a little bit more of a price hike, but you'll still get a good high quality piece. If you go to a very good reputable jeweler that is local in your area, that is known for making good quality jewelry or selling good quality jewelry, then you might want to go there, or you can check reviews online. Your options are not limited. There are plenty of jewelry stores everywhere, and you can also purchase stuff online as well. Number 7 is a non-negotiable. Try it on, see how you like it before purchasing. Ask to look at it in natural lighting, see how it looks in different light settings, and make sure that it's comfortable. Most of all, make sure that it fits you well, and it's not going to be very tight on you. It's not going to be very heavy on your neck, whether it's a tight ring or a tight bracelet, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that your jewelry is always suits your comfort, and you don't want to buy a piece of jewelry that you're going to stop wearing after a few months because you outgrow it or it gets uncomfortable. So invest in high quality jewelry and invest in a piece that you'll actually wear. Because I can speak from experience on this one, nobody likes their money to be wasted. Not unless you're like filthy FU rich. Now, last but not least, some stores offer price negotiation, especially independent jewelers or local jewelry shops. Let's say you get a piece of jewelry for $5,000, right? You go up to the cash register ready to pay, and the jeweler says it'll be $5,000. You say, well, what if I don't have that type of money right now, but I do have $4,500? What if I give you $4,500? Some stores actually offer that. You just have to ask. Like I said before, asking questions. That's how you'll know things. And if that doesn't happen, if the store doesn't offer haggling, then you can always ask for upcoming sales. If there's going to be bundle deals or 80% off, buy one get one free, that kind of thing. Because jewelry stores love to do that to attract people into their store and buy a lot of things. So If there's any upcoming sale that you can take advantage of, hop on that train and take advantage of those sales. Otherwise, they'll just be gone. So that's 8 tips for shopping for jewelry in store, in depth. Hopefully these tips helped you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.